All right, so today's going to be one of those episodes where I show off my seemingly incredible ability to make both sides upset. Welcome to the show. Today we are talking about, of course, Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. The whole situation, debacle, debate, it is dividing the nation. And I'm sure you already know at this point what happened, unless you're living under a rock. But today we're going to talk specifically about how we should, as a nation, be reacting to this. And of course, the media is doing what it always does, which is to divide people and sow deeper division between people, in this instance, having to do with race. But before we get into all that, welcome to Christosophy, the show where we talk about relevant topics and we shine light into the darkest of places and spaces. This episode will be no different. So you know what to do. It's YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. Let's dive into it. So first of all, let me give you a little background on myself. I grew up very much immersed in both black and white American culture. So I like to think that I have a pretty special perspective, or at least a different one that may not be too common. And let me just say right off the bat, if you're looking to have your side affirmed, you're probably going to be disappointed with this video because the truth often is unsatisfying in these situations. This is a story as old as time. It boils down to this. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Now, here's the test. If you really want to know if you're thinking objectively about this whole thing, let's start with this premise and see where you're at on this. Can we all agree that both Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony both had opportunities, multiple opportunities, to de-escalate the situation? And both Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony both chose, in all of those instances, to escalate the situation. Now, if your mind immediately went to all the details surrounding the case, was he even supposed to be there? Why would you bring a knife? Why did he think he could talk to him like that? Why would you put your hands on somebody? Why blah, 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 blah. You're missing the point. You're missing the overall point, is that what was in each of these young men's hearts on that day was not a spirit of peace, but one of aggression. Unfortunately, it ended in the death of someone. And that's something we should never take lightly. I do this often in my show if you're not new. We just want to take a moment of silence for Austin Metcalf because he died. It's so stupid and so senseless. Like, when you really just stop to think about it, it's like, yeah, all the debate, all this stuff online, all this crazy stuff. But there's a kid who's dead and another kid who's probably going to jail, potentially for a really long time, if not life. It's just like, wait, for what? Was this a war? Like, was this your nation or mine? Was somebody going after somebody's kid? Or, and then you realize, no, it was none of that. Both of them were committed to escalating the situation. Karmelo Anthony in this situation, well, he had a trick up his sleeve. So we agree on all that, but now our attention has to naturally turn to, so what is going to happen? And folks, that's where it's like, it's a toss-up. I mean, now we're talking about the justice system. And I think everybody can agree, whether you're black or white or anything in between, that we don't always get justice from our justice system. If it goes in the favor of Karmelo Anthony, of course, the white community is going to feel like we are not justly punishing violent crime. Of course, if it goes in the favor of Austin Metcalf, the black community is going to feel like, well, it's just another instance of the system working for one group of people and not everyone. And whether you think the black community has a point or the white community has a point, I think we can all agree that at some point or time, the justice system has failed us or our own sense of justice. And so that's what we have to prepare for. But when that happens, because let's be honest, one side is going to be disappointed, it's about how we react. And if we allow this situation to divide us. Here's the thing. I just want to be realistic. There are situations that divide people based on race or religion or disposition or gender, you name it. But I will submit to you, in my humble opinion, that if this nation is going to divide and it's going to be over race, right? That it would be over something more substantial than two teens who were both looking for trouble and got it. I mean, with any other situation that results in the death of somebody, you would have a stronger argument. But the way I see it in this situation, you had two kids looking to push the envelope. It went way too far. Someone ended up dead. But it starts at the very beginning. What were you looking for? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this a reasonable take? I think it's pretty objective. It's probably not going to make anybody feel too great, but I think oftentimes that's where we can find that middle ground. So let me know with a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, as always, hit the like button, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss as we continue to shine light into the darkest of places and spaces and fight evil.